Need to sell your home quickly? Call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the 3-time sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
Light me up like a Christmas tree and let's get ready, baby, because you know what? It's a Friday's Eve, but it's a special Thursday. We got football. Oh, and I hope you're fired up. I have a very, very special show for you. I got coaches. I got Gabe Kuhn, and you know you got your buddy Johnny Radio. This is Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know I'm your sports mixologist, John Harden. You know I always have Gabe Kuhn with me. He's a very good producer. I got to give him a lot of credit for what he does. He's becoming a very, very talented young man at his job. I got to give him that. He really, really is. I enjoy working with him. But he was also a very dead-gum good offensive lineman for the University of Memphis. And saying very good is actually kind of an understatement since he did start more times on the offensive line. Oh, until he got beaten. But you know what? He did hold that record for a little while. Hey, you did hold it.
I barely got, but man,
What
by
was it,
one
one
game.
game?
But at the
Come
same
on.
time, me
No,
and
I
Drew,
know.
me and my
Drew
boy
is a
Drew
good-
always talk about it. Okay?
Drew Kaiser,
I won all
by
conference.
the way. I was
We
getting
won
ready.
more games.
Hold on. I didn't
My
realize.
class won more games.
Your class did win more games
And I
than
got all
him.
conference. Yeah.
And you got all conference.
Yeah, big money, big money.
Hey, what's up, Drew? Drew, shots fired from my man Gabe Kuhn. By the way, I hope you're listening, Drew.
Hey,
By
I
the
need
way,
to cut
you know
this.
we love
I need
you.
to cut this and send it to him.
Yeah,
then,
you definitely need to.
I'm not hiding from it.
Don't hide from it. Don't hide from it. We're not going to hide from anything here. We want you to know that you can reach us at the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255. That's 360-8255. And I want you to reach us because, you know, we're flexing our muscles today. And we're flexing our muscles in 10 minutes. At 1:15 to 1:23, we got 8 minutes to pull out the Ocean Blue. Flex all your muscles. You know what I'm talking about. 6600 Ocean Blue, the place with the best broiled seafood on planet Earth. You can get it mild, you can get it hot, you can get it very hot, or you can get it dank, which I call super hot. Yeah.
Do you start sweating though, like when your face?
No,
Ooh,
man.
I start getting it, but it's
But
good.
you know
That's
what?
how you know you're eating good
Do you
seafood.
know what it is? Honestly, I love it because I can breathe. When I eat after I eat there, I taste all the food after the very first bite. Once I get the corn and the good old, the head off the shrimp, and I, pull everything down, and I got that beautiful shrimp, and then I always put it back in the bag to get more of the sauce on it and stuff. Oh, and then you pull it out and you take a bite of it with the bread. Oh,
Hey, let's go today, man. Let's go today after
Dude,
the
you
show.
got me thinking. You want to go? We got football today. That's the problem. We can go. Actually, they got a happy hour right after the show. By the way, people, I'm not like trying to do a spot, but we're just talking about life. We have football today. I want to remind you, it's a Friday's Eve, but let's be real. It's a special Thursday. We got football, like not 2 games, which 2 games were fun on Saturday. I thought Florida and Miami play a bad football game fundamentally, and if you're a coach, you're probably frustrated. But for a fan, if you can't tell me that wasn't exciting, you had muff punts, you had pass interferences, you had a third and 37, and the dude gets a pass interference call, the one call you can't get, and they get it. I mean, there
were so many 3rd and 4th down.
It was an emotional
pass
game.
interference calls. It's ridiculous.
Emotional football game. Felipe Franks and Dan Mullen made probably, Florida fans want to jump out like the window and pull their hair out because they're like, how are we not killing this game? And if you're Manny Diaz, you have a little hope. If you watch Kevin Sumlin, you have no hope. If you are Khalil Tate, you hate your head coach. The guy doesn't know how to help you, and he doesn't make you better, and I don't get it. Arizona should have never gone to the island and lost to Hawaii, but my man Gabe, my man Vanelli, and my man John, and my man Kevin, we all picked it. We all said Hawaii was going to win, and they did. But again, what I'm trying to tell you is we have football today, and it's the national champions, Clemson. They're defending themselves. They play Georgia Tech. This is not a rivalry game, but this is a conference game. This is, a 37-point favorite Clemson team. But this has what I would like to say and remind you people, this to me has backdoor cover all over it. Imagine you're Dabo. It's the first game of the year. You jump out to a 35-point lead on Georgia Tech. You take all your starters out, you chillax. They score a touchdown late. Next thing you know, they get that backdoor cover. Because they're going to score with their second team. They'll get that 42 or whatever. But, man, 42-7 ain't good for you when you give up 37.
Are you still scared of that Utah BYU game, man? Are
I'm
you
still scared.
Jeez.
What I'm going to tell you something is I'm scared because of one thing. 6.5 points is the number that basically says, dang, they're just like me.
Isn't it a flat 6?
It's 6.5 right now. I'm literally looking at my guy's place, and I'm looking at 2 other websites, and most of the places out in like Vegas and Jackpot down in Tunica. I'm looking right now also over at Gold Strike. They all have it right now at 6.5. There is a place down there that does have it at 6. But anyway, the majority of the spots have it at 6.5 for Utah. And again, this is the Holy War in Provo, Utah, and it's at LaVell Edwards Stadium. And let me tell you something. These are older men for BYU. They go out there and do their mission. They know what they are about. They know how to play. They're grown at, you know what I mean, men. You know what I'm saying, buddy. And that's the thing. And that's the one thing that scares. And why is the 14th ranked team in the country only a 6.5 point favorite? And it's because of what I think I told you, Gabe. The Holy War is real. They're going to go out there and try to rip each other's hearts out. But what did I tell you that I think has now changed in sports? We used to always say at the beginning of the year, defenses had such an advantage over offenses. And one was defenses has been they've been hitting like it's going out of style. But what would happen is throughout the year, they'd get worn down and beat up, and the second unit would be playing. Offenses would excel because they would find themselves and they would get used to it, and then the defenses would get easier. Now I feel like because they practice so little on actual tackling, I don't know if they actually have the form down at the beginning of the year, and I think offenses have the advantage, and that's one reason with Utah having such an amazing defense. I think that's why this thing is only 6.5. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game.
Do you think BYU can score points? Is probably
No. I just think both teams are going to keep this in the low 20s.
Okay. Well,
I can see 17-21.
I just think the chances of Utah being able to score on BYU's defense is astronomically higher than BYU having a chance to score on Utah's defense.
I see exactly.
You know what I mean?
are big
And
on Utah.
I'm huge on Utah.
I know you're huge.
I picked them to win the Pac-12.
You picked them, and I know you like Tyler Huntley. I listened to Vanelli talk about him, but you have to also remember he has thrived under Andy Ludwig's scheme.
And rivalry games always bring out the best in teams too. So
But-
I expect BYU to play hard.
Yeah, that's true. But I want to ask you a question. This is what scares me. He has thrived under this Andy Ludwig scheme, from what they're saying, correct? But he did miss the final 5 games with a broken collar game, did he not?
He did.
Now,
Okay.
does that not cause you a little bit of concern by any chance?
No, not really. Not particularly. That'll heal up nice. They can handle that. If it was an ACL, a broken leg, maybe I would be a little concerned.
There's my man CJ. Seeing him, I know he's probably
Hey, what's the
getting
big
ready.
question today for Flex Your Muscles, man?
Oh, and that's what I got to get to right now. 901. Yeah, this is very important. 901-360-8255. We're giving away $25. 901-360-8255. Shaq says, Kobe says, it's a he said, it's a she said. We've talked about this. Basically, if you heard, Kobe Bryant said that Shaq, that he's the reason they don't have 12 rings. That if he wasn't lazy, that they would have 12 rings. Well, guess what Shaq comes back and says to Kobe Bryant? He comes back and says, well, guess what? If Kobe would have passed the basketball, we'd have 12 rings. So it's been a very fun and interesting back and forth. The interesting thing to me is how they both say they got respect for each other while they're trying to talk trash to each other. It is like, Carl, you're over there. Gabe's over there. All of y'all are out there. Hit me at the First Bank text line. Is it weird watching Kobe Bryant and, Shaq talk like weird trash to each other? Because they all say, again, Kobe came out first and said that if Shaq wouldn't have gotten out of shape, they would have won 12 championships.
And I want to know who's correct.
And then he said, but I respect Shaq. There's nothing against, like, we have no beef. Then Shaq comes out and said, yeah, well, if Kobe would have passed the ball, we'd have 12 rings. That was a great comeback. And then he also had to end his conversation with the camera dude. Did you see that? But I want to make sure that me and Kobe ain't got no beef. Like, I want them to, at least if they don't have beef, keep that stuff private. Let us have fun out here.
We got room for callers, 901-360-8255.
901-360-8255. $25 to Ocean Blue, where you get $3 shots of Fireball from 3 to 6 every
Trust
single
me,
day.
people, if you like seafood, you
$5.
want this.
$5 shots of Jameson. $4 shots of amazing tequila. I'm not talking about no cheap Juarez BS. I'm talking about the real deal Holyfield. Point is, they have a great bar, but you know what? They have something even better. They have something 20,000 times better. And you know what it is? It's their seafood. And I'm dead serious. It's not just their seafood, it's their prices. They do everything in season, so you can get blue crab when it's in season, Dungeness, king, everything you can think of. You got lobster tails, you got shrimp, you got everything. They're at 6600 Stage. So if you're out there in Bartlett area, like if you're over in Bartlett and if you're at Stage, go find Ocean Blue. It'll be the best happy hour you've ever been to, and they start right when my show ends. They go from 3 to 6. You tell them you heard them on my show, they're going to extend their happy hour till 8 o'clock. So hit me up. It's time for Flex Your Muscles. All you got to do is call in right now and tell me who's right, who's wrong. Is it Kobe Bryant? Yo, Kobe. Kobe saying, Shaq, you know what? If you weren't such a out of shape, blah, 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 we would have won 12 rings. Shaq bouncing back. Well, hey, if you would have learned to pass the ball, we would have won 12 rings. Who's right, who's wrong, and why? $25 to Ocean Blue is on the line. We're flexing our muscles right now. 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Hit me up right now. We got Tony Bones. He's ready to rock and fire. We got one other caller. So we have one line open because the last person dropped. So 901-360-8255. You call right now, you're in it. I want to know, Kobe Bryant or Shaq? Who's right, who's wrong? Shaq says, Kobe, pass the ball. Kobe says, Shaq, you're fat. So what are we going to do? Who's going to win? Right now, Tony Bones, you are up first, and here's how things work. I'm going to give you 30 to 45 seconds.
Hey, we still have room for one more caller.
And
one
we have
more
room
caller.
for one more caller. If not,
901-360-8255.
Hey, I'm never mind. There it is right there. 901-360-8255. It looks like we got it. But right now, I'm going to go to Tony Bones. And again, this is all about one simple thing. Who is right? Who is wrong? We're going to dance. We're going to party. We're going to do this thing all night long. No, I'm just kidding. But Tony Bones, you are up. Tony, how's life?
Johnny Radio, Tony Bones, so let's dance. Here's my chance.
Hey, wait, one
Hold on,
second.
Tony.
One
You
second.
gotta let my
I
man-
got to
my
start
man-
the music.
my-
Got to
my
start the
man
music.
Gabe's
You
gonna
about
make
ready?
you sound sexy.
You about
I'm
ready?
ready. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. Your time starts now.
All right, let's dance. Here's my chance. All right, honestly, they're both wrong, but I'm going to tell you what. Shaq has to use commercials to be on where he's got to go. Kobe Bryant left, and everybody had his back. You know what? It ain't about being in shape, out of shape, but I'm going to tell you what. That was a bad to the bone. It was a bad move by Shaq to say what he had to say. Kobe Bryant led his team to what? Shaq led his team to what? I'm going to go with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's the one that's in the right here. Shaq is in the wrong. Let's see what you have to say, my man, but don't hit that ball.
Oh, that's
Nice,
Tony Bones.
nice.
That's how you flex your muscles
Ooh.
right here. That was
Tony,
pretty strong.
Tony, you hung up. We need you to stay on the line in case
Oh,
you
yeah.
win. We need to. You need
Please
to
don't
stay
hang
on the line.
up. Please
Stay on the
don't
line.
hang up. Yeah, call back Tony Bones. Gabe's going to get you and put you on hold because we got to
Hey,
make a decision.
Tony came hard today.
But Tony came hard. We got Judge Johnny who's going to make his decision. Now, my man Myron, I know him very well. John, I think if it's the John, but Myron, is life treating you all right?
Oh, life's wonderful. Life is wonderful.
Hey,
Here we go.
Hold on. Before
Oh.
we get to this, because I got to ask my man Myron, because I know how good of a Tiger fan he is. Are you fired up for this weekend?
Oh, of course. We need to get off to a good start, a great start.
Man, we going to do it, Myron.
Well,
We are
Myron,
gonna
you about
do it.
ready? You about ready to flex your muscles?
I am ready to flex.
Here we
my-
go. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Gentlemen, this is a classic case of neither one of them are right, and people with good rationale to see through it. If both of them were healthy, they still would not have won 12 championships if both of them was in perfect health. And to Shaq's point about Kobe passing the ball, well, again, Phil Jackson's offense, they took most of the shots, so that wouldn't have helped either. Classic case, both wrong. Take care.
My man Myron, don't you hang up. I'm putting you on hold. And, dude, I gotta
Okay,
give him
everyone's
something.
coming hard today.
Dude,
Okay.
flexing your muscles is what's happening today on Johnny Radio's Happy
Is this
Hour.
this is going to be a retry from our boy John here?
Man, we can tell something. Hey, the one good thing about John, though, like even if he doesn't win, I almost kind of like don't want him to win because I know he'll almost call in every week and bring it. So that's almost unfair because I love my man John. But if he wins, I'm going to give it to him. John, are you doing good today?
Absolutely, and I'm ready to go. Fired up.
Here we go. Your 30 seconds
Kobe Bryant
starts
is-
right about now.
Kobe Bryant is number one right with a bullet because Shaq couldn't even hit the backside of a backboard when he was shooting free throws out of shape and whatever and this and that at the end of his career. He numbered a big head slob. He liked to do all this rapping and be Hollywood and all of that instead of concentrating on basketball. At least Kobe was a sinkhole, but at least he was trying and he was doing his business every day and practicing when Shaq was trying to be a Hollywood superstar. And this is Big John, and I am out.
Man, dude, I got to say, we got 3 great calls. Wow, this is going to be difficult. Hey, Gabe, you got my sounder? Everybody should rise
I sure do.
because this is important.
All rise for Judge Johnny.
And I'm going to have to ask my bailiff, Gabe, because you are my bailiff and you're a big guy.
Look, man, I really like all the calls.
I think everybody hit it hard.
I think Myron came with a totally different, look at it.
It was almost a drop
both
the mic
sides.
moment.
I do somewhat agree. 12 championships is very hard to attain, regardless of
It's
who you are.
insanity to think about it. I mean, Bill Russell doesn't have 12. and he's the man who has every finger plus a toe. You know what I mean? He's like, dude, he's the man. Like, Bill's the man. But 12, yes, they were exaggerating. I understand. I love the drop the mic moment. I also, though, loved how hard Tony brought it about how Kobe was right. And at the end, how Shaq had, basically gotten himself out of shape. But then John.
They were three different ones.
Three all different.
Yep.
But then John made so many good points, and he did say it right. Kobe, he was the bullet, man. He shot it. He was never afraid, and he won it without Shaq. He won it with Powell. They used to say in this market, plastic points. I don't know who to go with. This one is so dead-gum hard. I'm actually, Judge Johnny is turning it over to his bailiff.
Oh, really? Okay.
Dude.
Well,
ask Carl. Does he have any opinions?
I know Carl is not he thinks that they would have won a lot more had they, but at the same time, it's about the point you make. So I think for me,
the best
I think Tony hit it home. I really do. I think Tony Bones hit it home.
Really?
I sure do.
Going with Tony Bones. Interesting. See, I like Tony Bones.
Still
man.
your final decision, though.
See, I kind of was actually with Myron because I thought it was a drop the mic moment, and I also like the fact that if John doesn't win, I know he's going to call me next Tuesday because John calls all the time, and he's awesome, and he's going to win for sure at least once in a while, and he always has a great take. And I just feel like there's going to be a take out there from John that's going to be one of those home run hitting. So I got to say, John, I love you with all my heart, but I'm hanging up on you. You're out. You actually were in second place, but you're not going to win. Now, Tony Bones and Myron, holy cow. You like Tony over Myron?
And you like Myron over Tony, huh?
I kind of like that, dude, when he said 12, like when he was the first person, to, at least for me, to hear both of you idiots need to shut up because neither one of y'all are going to win.
Well, what
12.
does the sounder say?
All rise for Judge Johnny.
It's almost like you're the judge, huh?
I am the judge, right?
The jury and the executioner.
I must say, Tony Bones, calling Tuesday. John, call on Tuesday. Tony Bones, you know I love you. You know I love you, T-Bone. And that was really strong. But I have to say, when Myron flat out just told them, both of them need to shut up. No matter if Kobe passed it and Shaq worked his tail off, they were never going to win 12. Dude, Michael Jordan didn't get but 6 dead gummit, and if he didn't play baseball, what, maybe 8, maybe 9? Come on now, chillax, relax. 12 is insane. Congratulations to Myron. Ocean Blue, remember, 6600, out there on Stage Row, Suite 118. One of the best bars I've ever been to. Happy hour from 3 to 6, and also the best seafood you will ever have. Add a little sausage to it. Add an extra 3 potatoes. Always add extra corn. I love their corn. And that when you get the red sauce on the corn, and I don't eat a lot of corn. That corn is the best corn I've ever had in my life, and it's so soft and perfect. Anyway, just go out there. Trust me, you will love me so much. And they have these lobster cages that you can sit in for privateness. They have a private room for private parties. They have a great dining area. They have a great bar. Ocean Blue is ocean awesome. Flex your muscles. Congratulations to Myron. Tony Bones, you brought it. John, you know I love you.
It was a good one today.
That was a great one. And I love Tony Bones, and I love John. And
it's
John's
like
the number one caller in the nation.
I feel bad that we had to have 2 losers today.
I hate the fact that I have losers because they're not losers. They're all winners in my book. But you know what? Everybody's a winner in my book. Whatever y'all do, don't touch that dial. We're coming back. We got one of the coaches. Oh, I'm about to do something that I'm actually very proud of. There's a young coach. Well, I wouldn't say. Young coach. Wouldn't you like to be called young? Everybody wants to be called young. But you got to think about it. He went to a Fayette Ware, and Coach Hold'em is going to join us in the next segment. We are going to talk about the difficulty of coaching kids today. What does he see in the high school? What does he see in college? What does he see happening tonight? We're going to talk about so many things. You can also hit us up at 67129 on the First Bank text line. But we're coming back with Coach Hold'em from Fayette Ware right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Family Leisure is celebrating the end of summer with the appropriately titled End of Summer Liquidation Sale. You can get pools for as low as $19.99, patio furniture starting at $12.99, and swim spas, they begin at $99.99. Don't forget to ask about fast installation because there's still enough summer left to enjoy these deals during the End of Summer Liquidation Sale happening now at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Duncan Williams Investment Bankers presents Toby Keith at Live at the Garden this Saturday, August 31st at the beautiful Memphis Botanic Garden.
How do you like me now?
One night, Toby Keith, all the hits.
That was 1,452 beers ago.
With opening act High Valley. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. For more information, visit liveatthegarden.com. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 8:30. Also presented by FedEx, True Green, Infinity of Memphis, Regions Bank, Radiance, Pro Show, Mahaffey Tent, and PDR. That's Toby Keith at Live at the Garden this Saturday, August 31st at the Botanic Garden. If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing. You love your pets, but you can't take them with you when you travel. So what do you do with Fido and Fluffy? Take them to Pet Suites. Pet Suites Memphis, Germantown, Collierville is now accepting reservations at their gorgeous new facility that accommodates dogs and cats of all ages. Complete with bone-shaped in-ground pools, indoor and outdoor play yards, expert care, and friendly staff. Book now and new customers get 25% off their first service. Pet Suites Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, 4520 South Forest Hill, Irene Road. Pet Suites, your pet's new favorite place.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know who I am, your sports mixologist, John Harden. And I'm very, very happy because y'all know that every single day of my life, I'm always got a back. I got somebody that's got my back. Not just Gabe Kuhn. By the way, Gabe Kuhn always has my back. My man Drew Barrett's always got, Brett and Wolo's back. Austin's got CJ and... Man, he's got a lot of people's back. He's got CJ and Peter, and he's got Eli and Greg's back. So we got a lot of people who's got each other's back. But I want to remind y'all something. Memphis Farmers, the best insurance on the whole world is Farmers. But the best thing is not just have Farmers have your back, but have a local agent represent you. And if you go to memphisfarmers.com, Chad Gatlin's the guy who's going to represent you. He represents me. I got, literally, you can get a quote from memphisfarmers.com literally in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and that's very, very fast. I put in my age. Y'all know I'm an old man. I'm a grandfather. $18.95, $200,000 life insurance policy. Can't beat it, I'm telling you. Auto, home, life, business, anything you can think of, he's got you. We are farmers, dun, 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 but Chad Gatlin is the one you want. He's local, he's awesome, and it's going to be one of those things that you're going to be excited about. It's kind of like something I'm excited about because, it's football. Today I say it's Friday's Eve, but it's a special Friday because we have college football tonight. But you know what? I'm going to talk to a high school coach from Fayette Ware, Coach Hodum, and I'm going to tell you something. Michael Hodum is one of those guys, spent a long time at Chester County, now has gone over to Fayette Ware. I got a lot of questions to ask him, but I want y'all to be involved. If you have a question, hit me up at 67129. That's 67129 on the text line, and I'll make sure I ask Coach what's going down. But first, let me bring Coach into the show. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good.
Has life been treating you really well? That was an impressive win. And what was it like beating your old team?
Well, it was good to go back and see a lot of familiar faces. I had been there for 7 years prior to coming over here, and just enjoyed, visiting with some of those folks. Of course, a bittersweet return. There's a lot of kids there that
you care about
that I coach that are still there. So it was nice to see them, all grown up and. But it was
nice
games,
to get a win for the kids you're coaching.
Yeah, it was great. It was great for these kids here, and we really needed to start with a win, and against a well coached Chester County team. My former defensive coordinator Steve Robinson does a great job over there, and we were just glad to go over there and be able to open up the season with a W.
Well, there's a few reasons that I brought you on. I mean, there's everything from the news, article that dropped. You saw that, I'm pretty sure, I would think, right?
Which news article are you talking about?
A Walking Miracle from
yes,
Fox
yes.
13.
Oh, you're talking about ours, yes.
Yes. I was going to say
great,
you've made quite the rounds lately, so you've had a lot to talk about. But as much as I will bring in A Walking Miracle and talk about that, and if you haven't seen it on Fox13Memphis.com, I believe it's still up. I'll retweet it out. It's a great. It's just a great story, and I'm going to ask Coach to kind of tell a little bit about that. But before you jump into that, because I feel like some people have already heard about that, I've always wanted to know, because you are kind of known for going over and rebuilding a school. I want to know, one, why did you take this opportunity and to go into Fayette Ware and try and rebuild this? And the other thing is, how is it you've been in this business for so long, and how have you been able to evolve? Because the way that coaching was when I played and the way that coaching is today, it is night and day. And I know for a fact that you know this.
Right. Yeah, and it's been it's been great to be able to come over here. It's like you said, when I first went to Trinity way back in 2001, they were at an old campus in Jackson, and a lot of struggles. Had never won a district game, and it wasn't just me. There was just
complete
a great group
rebuild,
of people.
though.
Yeah, great group of people that came in there, and all at one time. There was just a huge change of staff from top to bottom during that time, and the school was struggling a little bit, and the program was struggling, and we just had a lot of fun just trying to build, and every day seemed to be a victory, each little thing, and I think that's why I like building so much. When we went to Chester County, obviously they were, a program that had been there since 1928, but had never won a district championship. So we had a chance to go in there and do that. To be able to do that was a big deal for us, and kind of compete with Lexington while we were over there. That was a big rival that Lexington had a big one-sided for a long time, and so we kind of went over there and established a lot of fun every year with that game. That was a whole lot of fun.
and people who are listening to me can probably understand where I'm trying to go. Like, what is it about you? Is it the challenge? Is it like the fact that you like to move? Like, how is it that you go over and you take over a Trinity place that has never won, and then you go and win? Then you go over and take over a Chester County team that's never won a district, and then you go and win. Then now you take over a Fayette Ware program, and then you go out and you win. Is it the fact that you like to rebuild things because you like to show that dust and hard work means something?
I think I think that's definitely part of it. And a lot of the guys I've coached with, guys like Eric Quinn that are over at Riverside now, and Derek Pritchard, who's the defensive coordinator at Innsworth now. We've always kind of rooted for the underdog a little bit, and I think I've always loved that. I was a walk-on at MTSU when I played in college, and nobody really gave me a chance to ever play. And, I was able to go up there and play 4 years. And, that was a big deal. I'm kind of an underdog kind of guy. And I felt like, over the years, Fayette Ware's kind of got a bad rap. There's some great kids here. There's some kids here that they really want to win football games, and it's just, it can just be, there's just a lot of challenges because we're such a big county and getting the kids, with transportation and things like that. And, I'm not sure why I tackled it, but I just always seem to be drawn to.
I was going to say, is it a calling? Do you have a wife? Like, look, Blake Anderson, lost his wife, Wendy. That's a woman that I can tell you, he was a good coach all the way around, but the person that made the man that he is was his amazing wife. I'm wondering, like, what is it that pushes you? Like, who's that in your corner that says, hey, coach, or hey, Michael, like it maybe calls you Mike or whatever. Like, who says and is able to talk to you and say that, you know what, you need to go take on this challenge. These kids need you.
Yeah, I definitely have, a lot of those kind of people in my life. My family, obviously is very important to me. My wife has been with me from the very beginning. We've literally dated since junior high, and she's, of course, she's a huge part of. She's been through every challenge that I've been through in my, basically in my entire life. She's known me since I was 10 years old, and
coaching is a family commitment, is it not?
Right. And it's tough on a family. I mean, it really is. It's just, I've got 3 kids. My daughter just started law school at the University of Memphis after graduating from the University of Alabama. Yeah, and we're happy to have her back in West Tennessee. And then I've got 2 sons, one that plays for me here at Fayette Ware as a freshman, and then another one in junior high. And
is he the quarterback?
No, he's not. No,
okay.
He is a lineman. No, he's a true Hodem. There's no quarterback in him. He's a lineman all the way. Yeah, well, I say a lineman. He plays defensive line and tight end on offense. But he's a good kid, still trying to hit a growing spurt. Which I totally understand that. He's going to be like his daddy. He's going to be an underdog his whole life too. So
hey, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? It's all about it's all about your heart.
He's a great kid and a fighter, and we. We've enjoyed as a family being here, but yeah, those times that things get tough, you gotta have family to lean on, as a coach, and my wife has been so understanding of all the time, obviously, that it takes to coach in this game.
It's obviously your wife. You're very close to your faith. I know that you talk a lot in the article on Fox 13 about it wasn't you, it was the, your higher power, God, that helped, in that situation. And I want to bring in I want to talk about the walking miracle right after this. But I want to ask you this question. Playing ball when you played, how hard was it? Because I know that you were probably my age. You went probably through physical, the 2-a-days where you came home with a hole in your forehead and you'd had to put Vaseline all over your face just to get your helmet on. And now it's a lot different. How hard was that for you to adjust? And I have to commend those who have adjusted because it has saved the game of football, I truly believe.
Right, yeah. And we preach to our kids every day about toughness. And some things, you're right. The game's changed a lot. And, we live in a society where, society constantly social media and everything else is tells everybody to put themselves first. And so it gets a little harder to coach every year because you're trying to teach the team concept. And
there's no I in
team,
team, right?
Yeah, and you're trying to get them to put themselves in the back seat, and that's hard. That's harder for kids to do now than it was for kids in our in our generation. Back when I was playing, it was it was demanded. I mean, you weren't asking people to do it; you were demanding that they do it, or they weren't going to be a part. And now like it's just not the same mentality. But when some things never do change. There's kids with needs, and we have so many kids with so many needs. And once they realize that you really love them and care about them more than just about being a football player, I hope that the kids that have played for me for the last, over the last quarter of a century that I've been coaching high school football, I hope that most of them would say, he didn't just care about me and what I could do for him, but that he cared about where I ended up and how I ended up and what kind of person I turned out to be, what kind of adult I grew up to be, what kind of father, those kinds of things. And that's never going to change. It doesn't matter. That's what keeps me in coaching and keeps me going, because there's kids out there in need, and they're always going to need that no matter what.
Coach, I got to say something. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say, because love, care, and respect is something that I learned in football. And I don't care if my coaches may have been a lot more physical with me than they were in the back of the way in the past. But I will say I was one of those kids that, a pat on the back didn't quite do me as good as a swift kick in the butt, if you know what I'm saying. But they loved me just as much, and they cared enough to put a swift kick in my butt. But it's all about how you love and you care, and you teach these young men to grow up. But I got to ask you, Coach, because, again, you've taken on so many challenges. You've gone from Trinity. You've gone to, to Chester County. You're now at Fayette Weyer. I want to ask you, tell me a little bit about, Javarius Matthews. Try to explain that situation, because that is just one that I honestly almost want to just leave up to you.
Right. Yes. He was a great inspiration to our team, even before the accident. He was that kind of guy.
Whoa. He was part of the team. Okay.
Right. Last year he was his sophomore year, and he was our backup fullback last year. Kid with a lot of talent. He just kind of has that low center of gravity that you love in a fullback and a linebacker. But he was always there with a joke, always made us smile. The day that the accident occurred last year during football season, it was just a huge shock to all of us. It just really, I didn't sleep for about a week after it happened, because it was almost like it wasn't real, and it just kept coming to everybody's mind. The team was exhausted, and we were going up there 2 or 3 people at a time to see him. And to be honest, and I have to be totally honest about this, I told my wife so many times, I said, he's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. He's in a coma, and
for 30 days, by the way, people.
Yeah,
30 days he was in a coma.
For over a month, he laid there, and we would go and we would sit by his bedside. And of course, his parents were so awesome, and they would let us come in and sit with him, and I can't really explain that, but it just made me feel. It made everybody feel better just to say, to lay their eyes on him, and to pray for him as he was going through all of that. That went on with him not being able to talk at all. And then after about a month, a little over a month, his parents called and said he's actually having some reaction, and they're, he's making some progress. But in my mind, I thought, well, he had so much head injury that he wouldn't be able to, that he wouldn't mentally make it.
He wouldn't be the same person.
Right. That
he wouldn't be, by the way, his nickname is Butter, right?
Right, Butter. And so the day that Butter came back to school, it was a nervous day for me, and he's not back officially yet. He's still homebound and doing his lessons at home. But when he came back for the first time to visit, I thought, well, this is not going to be good for him. He's not going to recognize anybody. Nobody can go into a coma for a month and then end up staying out of school for 3 or 4 months after that, and then come back like he did last spring and be able to seem normal. But, he came in and he knew everybody in the school. I said, do you know me? I didn't even, I said, Butter, do you know who I am? He said, yeah, Coach Odom. He said, I know all y'all. And he knew every office worker. He knew every student. He knew what was going on. He was telling jokes about things that had happened last year in football. It was, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I still have a hard time believing that would even be, that would even be possible under the circumstances. But he every time I see him, he's got a smile on his face. He gets better and better, and he having him back around here has just been wonderful because the kids understand the fight that he's been through, and I think it makes them, want to fight harder.
Well, hey, Coach, I just I'm running out of time, but I just wanted to make sure I brought you on. I hope we do this again. I wanted to give you a little shout-out and some love. Coach Odom, again, this is a man who started at Trinity. He's gone to, Chester County. He's now at Fayette Ware. He takes on these challenges. You can understand he loves these kids. He cares. He respects. He teaches them. And when you hear a story like Butter, and you understand that, again, we talk about these games and we talk about these lines in college football, and we get crazy on Friday nights for high school football. But again, it's about making these young men better husbands, better fathers, better children, better everything, better men. There's a lot of lessons that are, taught and learned in football. And people like you have helped save this game. And I just wanted to thank you, Coach. And I wanted to bring you on and tell you that you've got our support over here at Sports 56. And so does Butter, my man.
All right. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you guys. And
good luck this weekend, by the way.
All right. We're going to take on North Point from private school from Mississippi, and we're glad, for a home opener there. And so we're excited about it. Appreciate you guys having me in.
Hey, Coach, you have a good one. Good luck, man. That's my friend, Coach Odom. We are going to take a quick break. Coach Odom is the man. Butter, you're going to get better. I can't wait to meet you. And again, that's just a little taste of football. We go crazy on Saturday. We go crazy on Sunday. We go crazy on Friday nights. But again, there's a lot of things that go on that aren't, just that you see on that field. There's a lot of men. That guy has, like I said, a family, but he's also got probably, 60 other kids that are on that team that are like his child. And who knows how many throughout the years. But that's just that's what real coaching is about. Whatever you do, though, I got some real radio for you and some good old picks right here on Sports 56, 87.7, and, of course, our new one, 96.1 FM.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Dreaming of the coast? Wake up and run to Crab King Seafood. For the most flavored seafood and biggest plates, there's a Crab King's near you. Visit the Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or the East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Top Memphis Food Reviews recently picked Crab King's as a winner in their top 10 category for 2019. Now you know what the King stands for in Crab King's. The price, the portions, the service is why Crab King's is #1. So don't dream of good seafood. Make the right choice the first time and every time. Make it Crab King's. Come and devour tasty snow crabs, king crabs, shrimp, salmon, catfish, calamari, and more. Enjoy Memphis's best tasting pasta with your choice of toppings. Visit the Bartlett Cordova location at 7140 Stage Road or the East Memphis location at 5992 Knight Arnold Road. Crab Kings is open Tuesday to Sunday. Enjoy 50% off lunch portions and dollar fountain drinks and hang out with Crab Kings for Friday night parties from 8 to 10. For more information, Google Crab Kings Memphis or download the app for a free drink with every order. Crab Kings, always a Memphis favorite.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC accredited facility and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemembrace.com.
Dedicated our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
You love your pets, but you can't take them with you when you travel. So what do you do with Fido and Fluffy? Take them to Pet Suites. Pet Suites Memphis, Germantown, Collierville is now accepting reservations at their gorgeous new facility that accommodates dogs and cats of all ages. Complete with bone-shaped in-ground pools, indoor and outdoor play yards, expert care, and friendly staff. Book now and new customers get 25% off their first service. Pet Suites Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, 4520 South Forest Hill, Irene Road. Pet Suites, your pet's new favorite place.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Welcome into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. It's Friday's Eve, or it's that first Dead Gum Thursday where we got real deal Holyfield football. And guess what? We just have to say thank you to Coach Hodem from Fayette Ware who joined us in the last segment. That was solid. I appreciate that. That's what a real coach is about. I appreciate it. I loved it, and I can't wait. Now, I got to speak about something else. Since I just talked with Coach Hodem, I got to bring up, I got another coach coming on. You probably don't know who he is unless you're a big Last Chance U fan. But the very next season is being recorded as we speak. Like, they're recording it right now. You know what? Maybe we might be actually in the Dead Gum TV series. He might be like doing our interview.
That would be nice, yeah.
And they might be watching it.
Cool.
You know, that's cool. We could be in this bad boy. Who knows? But what I'm telling you, Laney College out in Oakland, California, Coach John Beam, he's joining us next Wednesday. We're going to talk about what's going down with Last Chance U. He's calling it First Chance U. He's a bad man. It's going to be interesting. I'm fired up if you've ever seen the show.
I got to say, I'm glad they brought Last Chance U out to California.
I am
You
too.
needed a switch.
They took it
we
from
were in the
down
middle
south.
of the country,
we were
sort
like,
of.
Down south here. You call that the middle of the country?
Well, it's Mid-South.
Yeah,
Mid-South.
Mid-South,
well, Mississippi's definitely South. But
Yeah,
I'm just
South.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Kansas, that's middle of the country.
Yeah, that is true. That is. Dadgummit. I claim anything that's successful. It's close enough to the South, dadgummit, Texas.
No, but he'll be joining us on Wednesday.
It's going to be awesome. And by the way, not only that, we got Brian Moss on Monday. Today we have Isaac Simpson at 2:30. We got Hardenwood because it feels so good. I got picks coming out the frame. And I got Vanelli's picks of the day. And he did a nice little write-up. It's going to be absolutely great. I can't wait. He sent me a couple winners. It's going to be fun. It's going to be like awesome. Kind of like my good buddy. Y'all know him. MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin. He better be your boy. Kind of like the person that's going to buy your house. 901-406-1101. He better be your guy. You know why? Because there's nobody on planet Earth who actually gives a damn. Like most people out there, do you know what they do? They're not like me. They're not like Gabe or Carl. They're not like Lester They're not like the great people that we know, like Coach Hodem. A lot of people just want to make a buck. But you know what? My buddy Bill at I Buy Houses, he's the nicest guy I know. I'm dead serious when I say this. He is a fixer. He is here. He is fair. He is honest. He is ethical. And if you need to sell your house, I can literally have it done in 5 days. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. Any house, any area, basically as is. You don't have to rent a hotel and take your children away so that your realtor can have an open house. All you do literally is grab your phone and dial 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. You call 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom! Just sold your house. And then you know what you do after that? You go and celebrate at Ocean Blue out at 6600 Stage Road and get drunk with me and Gabe, because I think we might be doing that tonight and watching some college football. Who knows? But literally, if your wife is getting on your case because you hadn't sold the house, or if you're just moving on up in the world and you're ready to get a new house and you don't want somebody to buy it out from underneath you, 901-406-1101. If you're down in a valley and you need to get out of that rut, 901-406-1101. Now, if you want to get some wins and some picks, we're going to Hardenwood, but it's going to be a Hardenwood snuck in with some funny stories and a little bit of plays. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Isaac Simpson's coming up. Picks of the day, Hardenwood, because it feels so good. What more do you want in the world? Just a little bit more football, maybe. Just a little bit more. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
Come to Holly Chevrolet in Marion and get a sizzling summer deal. Right now, get 20% below MSRP. That's over $9,000 off MSRP on the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado Double Cab LT. All 2018s must go. Get a 2018 Malibu for as low as $22,995. Stop by today and check out Holly's largest selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment. As a matter of fact, there's no Badgers and never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis. HollyChevrolet.com.
2019 Chevy Silverado Double Cab LT. Stock number M3580. 2018 Chevy Malibu. Stock number 28155. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Plus qualified finance with GM Financial and if a 99 or newer GM product. Prices do not include tax, tags, title, or registration. Take delivery by 8/31/19. See you for details.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdinger's. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdinger's, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdinger's offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
Your Memphis Tigers football team opens the 2019 season against regional rival Ole Miss Saturday, August 31st. And tickets are on sale now, starting at $55 each. Get your tickets today by visiting GoTigersGo.com or by calling 901-678-2331. Or Tiger fans can still grab a 3-game package or a season ticket. College football is finally back. Memphis versus Ole Miss, Saturday, August 31st at 11 a.m. at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. Sponsored by FedEx and ABC Local 24.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Want to know how to start a great Labor Day weekend? Join me and Greg for Sports 56 Middays this Friday beginning at 10 for some free lunch from Baby Jack's Barbecue and enter to win some tickets to the Ole Miss versus University of Memphis game, and check out the great sales going on now through Labor Day at Homer Skelton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Millington. Up to $7,500 off the 2018 Jeep Wrangler, or up to $11,000 off 2018 Ram heavy duty trucks. And they also have the all-new Ram 1500 Motor Trend 2019 Truck of the Year at Homer Skelton Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Millington. They're normal guys in the car business, changing lives 4 tires at a time.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man who can make fire with 2 ice cubes. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Gotta say, I'm really happy, y'all. Many reasons. It's Friday's Eve. Coach Beam from Last Chance U is going to join us next week. Brian Moss is going to join us next week. Isaac Simpson is going to join us today, August 31st, which is Saturday, people. Ole Miss, Memphis. This is really happening. I don't know about y'all. I'm pretty kind of like AKA super fired up as I am AKA Johnny Radio, the sports mixologist. So yeah, I'm really stoked. Now I got to ask all of y'all out there though, right off the bat, before I get into sorry about that. Before I get into the craziness, which I'm about to get into, I really am curious at 67129. Do y'all want to go to Hardwood, which I'm about to do, and I'm going to mix in some picks, or would y'all be more hard up for all the picks? Just kind of curious what people out there hit me up in futures for Thursday so I can just kind of know and prep. Because, again, Isaac Simpson's coming on at the bottom of this hour. But right now, thanks to Chad Gallen at MemphisFarmers.com, thanks to Ocean Blue for flexing our muscles, Central Barbecue for the best barbecue in the world, downtown in the heart of Memphis, 126 Monroe. Thank you to Curry and Jerk, baby. The only authentic Caribbean cuisine in all the city. Whenever you go to FC 901 or AutoZone or a Grizzlies game, you better stop in those places. But thank you to all of our sponsors for giving us Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
First and foremost, Gabe.
What you got, man?
I'm choked up, dude.
Oh, what you need some water?
Dude,
What's up?
I'm
You all right?
I don't even know how to talk about this.
Okay.
Like,
about what?
Dwight Howard calling Shaq irrelevant? What? Do you know that the best thing you ever did was put on a Superman outfit and not do a real dunk that everybody gave you credit for? Congratulations. You're a dunk champion.
How much more irrelevant can you get than D-White, man?
Dude.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to get at here. Like, you haven't been relevant in the NBA in what? At least 3, 4, 5 years?
I mean, he had that year in, Orlando and was a very big disappointment in LA, was he not? I thought he was a massive disappointment. Now, after LA, has anybody ever remembered anything that he's done? I mean, really? Do you remember his stops in Houston?
Wasn't he with Atlanta?
Do you remember that? No. That was a joke. What I'm trying to say is, I'm laughing, and I find it hilarious that Dwight Howard, is very. I bring this up for two reasons. There are certain things in this world that I truly believe Dwight Howard doesn't want to talk about. You know what I mean by that, Gabe? And I'm sure you know what I'm saying.
There's a few things, probably.
Very, very difficult for Dwight to talk about. He hasn't come to grips with. And heck, I don't know if he knows or maybe he doesn't, but he ain't comfortable talking about it. I'll tell you one thing. If you go and attack the Diesel ain't afraid to throw anything out there, buddy. I would be very, very, very careful calling Shaquille O'Neal the, what is it? The great big Aristotle. Shaq, what was it, my opinion? Shaq Fu. Wilt Chamberneasy is my favorite. I love Wilt Chamberneasy. He's got so many great nicknames, but he's a bad man. You saw how he came back at Kobe after his dude, if he would have, lost weight and went and got out of shape, we would have won 12 rings. If you would have passed the ball, we would have won 12 rings. So basically what I'm saying is, Dwight, unless you want to be basically outed, you might want to be careful, buddy.
Stay out of it, man. I don't know why he would put himself in that position. No idea. But did you see J.J. Watt's numbers on the Hurricane Harvey relief? I thought this was so awesome.
1,100 homes. I want to cry. Good, $37 million.
You got to love it.
Dude, is J.J. Watt, honestly...
when is he going to get Walter Payton Man of the Year, man?
Is he the most is he understood or misunderstood?
What do you mean by that?
Well, a lot of people when I talk to, I don't know if you know this, I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people think that he is fake. They say that he's a camera honk, that he always wants to be seen with a girl at a game or something. They think...
Well, he's married now, so
I was saying this was before.
It was always the same girl.
But anyway, the point is they were it just seemed like, did you not think J.J. Watt took a lot of unnecessary criticism where most players wouldn't have taken?
Maybe I'm blind to it, but I've never heard too much criticism go his way. I remember when he was hurt, there was the talk about, him getting back. There was criticism as far as him staying healthy. But
criticism was never about him on the field. It's always been about him off the field and being a goofball.
But that's so bizarre. And it's weird how in society we do that to good people.
A fake worker. A couple players said that he put out videos of him working out, and then they would be 5-minute videos. And then remember a couple of the players attacked him and said, yeah, that's the only 5 minutes he worked out. This is one of the hardest dudes in the world that's ever worked out.
I want to know is why do we attack as a society these guys that are just good, wholesome human beings and do the right thing? And then when you have sort of a accident waiting to happen in a Tiger Woods or a Dwight Howard or some of these other characters, we root them on more. I don't understand that. That's very weird to me.
Man, guess what? We might have to do something. I hope my man Keith ain't going to be too mad. But there's a dude I'm going to meet up with. We're getting ready for the game. Keith, he's a good friend. He's also friends with the Magnificos. You know Joey Magnifico.
Hell yeah.
His daughter's
great
real
family.
Good friends. Great family. Great everybody. He's all great. And I don't know, man, but for some reason his daughter is upset with him, and I want his daughter, if she's listening, don't be mad at your dad, and make sure you're at Tiger Lane on Saturday. And Joey's going to catch a touchdown pass for you because I just said it on the radio. How you like that?
You're promising for Joey.
I'm promising for Joey.
All right.
Hey, Gabe, you got to pass that along.
Yeah, I was going to say. When are you going to ask me to tell him that?
Oh, I love this show. 67129. Keep them coming at the text line.
Do you like the big three?
Oh my gosh, I know what you're going. I know it. Please bring it up.
Do you like the big three though? I have to know.
Do I like the big three, or do I like the interview that was very uncomfortable?
I wasn't even going to go there.
You weren't
You got
going
it
there?
then, man. You got it. You take over.
Hold up. Can I first ask a question? Why is Michael Rappaport doing interviews for anybody on television? And excuse me, John Harden is my name, 901-360-8255. I'm actually a professional. I know what the hell I'm doing. Michael Rappaport? Are you bleeping kidding me? The people at the Big Three can't even give this man respect.
The cringe I did when I saw this interview, and I mean, it was awful.
If they don't know, do you think people know what I'm even talking about?
We're going to have to play this at the end of the show.
Yes,
we're really going to have to show
have
this
to,
at the end of the show.
And I also want to tell y'all something. I think I'm going to have to tweet this out because I think this is this tweet worthy or what?
God, yeah, it's on mine too. It's on mine.
I think I did. I just now. You
retweeted it last night.
I did. At G_Coon71 or at Johnny_radio. I just retweeted it. It's Michael Rappaport having the most. Oh, sorry, I need to turn it down. He's talking to Cuttino Mobley. There he goes.
Let's just say Cuttino doesn't like him.
No, dude. I thought honestly, the way he was looking at him, I thought he was going to deck him. Did you not think it was coming? I thought it was coming, man.
But then on live TV, that would have been a big problem for Cuttino.
It would have been. But you know what?
Good.
It might have not been good, but he might have 3 million followers today.
but the problem is when you're a sideline reporter, you don't walk up and start touching the coach and say, "Oh, you look real good in this nice suave suit." You're taking his job.
Put his arm on him.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff,
but
like,
at that point, it makes it seem like you're taking his job like a joke. Am I right? Like
unequivocally,
you can't do that. You cannot do that. But anyway, go to our Twitters
you have to know
and
your
look
limit.
at that.
Just because a TV camera's in front of you doesn't make you don't get to pretend to be everybody's buddy. Like, what is that? I don't understand that. Like, when is this all of a sudden?
And he acts like he doesn't know that Cuttino. He probably knows Cuttino doesn't, or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just completely blind to the fact that Cuttino does not like him. You wonder with stuff like that because Cuttino made it very clear that he didn't like him before he even got to him. He had a sour face on before Rappaport got over there.
I can't believe we brought this up because I wasn't planning on going there. But yes, in all honesty, again, that was the most uncomfortable. Okay, Joe Namath.
And then the laugh Rappaport
Do you
did
remember?
after.
Do you remember Susie Colbert when he was hammered on the sideline? Wasn't it Broadway Joe who was hammered that time? And he's like, "Kiss me, Susie." Everybody in the country was uncomfortable. This, because the whole country didn't see it, thank goodness. But if the whole country saw it, this was almost more uncomfortable than that. Like, that dude, honestly, is the only person that can make you feel that uncomfortable through a television. Good job, CBS.
I just don't look. I didn't get the laugh afterwards too. That was the worst part because Cuttino had a straight face, and Rappaport's leaning away, laughing, just to like fill up time. But anyway, what I wanted to originally bring up is that Joe Johnson's getting looks in the NBA. Did you see all that, John?
Dude, because he's leading the league in the Big Three and
Do you think it would work out if he ended up back in the NBA at 38 years old? You tell me.
Can we please put Carmelo in the Big Three? Can we please? Like, is there a good Lord up there?
He would destroy that.
But can I ask y'all? This is Carl Morris Jr. told me this earlier. Let me tell you something. Carl knows this. Again, his kinfolk, Lester Hudson. Oh yeah, that's right. Guess who might actually think about bringing in Carmelo? Would this make sense? Brooklyn. You got KD down on a year with the, tore up. You go on a little...
Kyrie and Carmelo on the same team. I don't know. Seems like a lot of ego. Seems like a lot of ego to deal with.
You kind of just go on that 1 year, let me get ready for the year afterwards. You know what I'm saying? So if that happens and you go on and you give Melo what he wants, which is weird. I mean, he's getting paid by Houston anyway. It's not like you got to pay him anything. You can bring him in there. Him and Kyrie
non-guaranteed
can sell a couple
contract.
tickets.
Non-guaranteed contract like Dwight.
And then when KD comes in there, y'all can let him go and get a chair or something from different places. I don't know, man. All I know is I don't know. All I know is that everything with Carmelo to me has now become a joke. And let's just be real. As good as Brooklyn was last year, and I want to ask you this, Gabe Kuhn, because I'm about to get back to football. Before Kevin Durant is healthy, is Brooklyn not going to be a joke this year?
I don't know if they'll be a joke. I think that's a playoff team. I really do. People crap on Kyrie all the time, but we know Kyrie's capable of being a playoff contender. We know it. I guess the Celtics, he'll make the playoffs. I don't think he'll make a big run, but that team will make the playoffs.
Okay.
I got to, especially in the East, got to imagine they will make it.
Okay. We're going to actually find out.
Middle of the pack seed, though, I would say. Middle to lower.
Middle to lower is what they are.
Just think about it. They made it last year with D'Angelo Russell being their main guy. So I got to imagine next season they'll make it, but they ain't competing for an NBA championship.
Yeah, I can see how that would go. Now, I got to say something, though. We do have football tonight. One team that wants to compete for a championship in the American, Cincinnati. UCLA, I don't know what they're competing for or what their goals are this year, but I will say this is a very big game for them, and obviously the boys in Las Vegas realize how big of a game it is for them because Cincinnati is only favored now by, do you know how much? 2.5. You don't even get a full 3. You have to buy the 3. You have to buy a half right now. You heard what I just said. That's right. And I'm going to tell you right now, do you know what this has done to me? I mean, y'all know this is at Nippert Stadium in Cincinnati. This isn't on the West Coast, yo. This is in Ohio. Like, Baker Mayfield could be there. No, he wouldn't be there. LeBron won't be there.
It's so weird because it seems so obvious, yet I bet no one is touching that game.
Dude, this game has got me scared. Like, literally scared.
But honestly, you shouldn't be. If you go Cincinnati, they were, 11-2, 10-2 team last year?
Yes, they were.
And UCLA was the opposite, 2-10?
They were one of the worst teams, period, in the worst conference. I mean, the American was much better than, in my opinion, the American was. Do you think the American was head and shoulders better? Because I would have taken Central Florida over Washington every day.
2 years ago. Ooh.
I'm serious. The best team in the Pac-12 was Washington. The best team in the American was Central Florida. Central Florida when Mackenzie Milton was healthy.
What do you think? I think, between the years of 2015 and 2017, the AAC was above the Pac-12. But I think last year was
Dude, you got to remember, Washington finished outside the top 10 last year.
Last year there was one ranked team in the AAC at the end of the year? That's a problem. That's a problem if you want to be better than the Pac-12.
Memphis was ranked.
No, they weren't. Not to end the year.
I thought they were.
To end the year. I'm talking to end the year. UCF
I thought they ended
was
the
the
year
only
in the
one.
top 25. Was it just Central Florida?
Yeah. So it's hard to make that argument for 2018, but I think certainly 2015 through 2017, the AAC was better.
I have to say I agree with that, but I also have to tell you something. You know this Cincinnati football team pretty well, do you not? Would you consider yourself
not an expert, but I do know the American pretty well. I mean, I played in it for years. I like what they have. Luke Fickell in year 2, I believe, and he was 10-2 in year 1. So you got to like it a little bit.
But here's my question: say Desmond Ryder, do you believe Desmond Ryder is the real deal Holyfield?
I mean, he was year 1 starter last year, and then you have Michael Warren at running back, year 1 starter, and they're coming back. So I think they're gonna have another decent year at the very least.
You believe in Rashad, that Medeiros kid, don't you?
Medeiros, what does he play?
He's the redshirt senior wide receiver who's supposed to be their all-world, pretty much everything. He's supposed to be I got the cough, so I apologize. I got like a frog stuck in my chest. I hate when that happens. That's my man Carl Morris bringing me a little water. That's love right there. But I think this Cincinnati team, we look at them, we say, your quarterback. Oh, like I said, he's coming back. Oh, your running back. It's Luke Fickell who is, burst on the scene, has done a great job. Ohio and Cincinnati seem like a perfect place for him. But do we not remember, is there any chance that he's done something, and I'm talking about Chip Kelly at UCLA, and has he made any waves? Has he made any progress? Has he made this team any better since last year?
You would think so. I think Chip is a pretty good college coach. I think his offense is good enough. I don't know about you, but last year was year 1 with a horrible, horrible squad, and he hasn't gotten to recruit for long. So we'll see, but I can't imagine them being much better than like a 5-win team this year.
Biggest weakness, is it their defense?
Both. I mean, they were awful on offense too. They were horrible last year.
So the easiest
all the way
bet,
around.
man, see, you've gotten me. Is the biggest setup tonight, Vegas is giving away money at Cincinnati.
See, but when you get a line like that, you have to at least double take at it, because it's just too small. You're like, why are they thinking this way? But I would say Cincy would handle business, especially at home.
It looks like fun, to be honest with you. I will say, though, this is
2.5
a young Bruins
points.
team. I want to tell you something. This is a young Bruins team. They traveled 2,300 miles to play on a Thursday night.
Well, if you think Cincinnati's going to win, if you think they're going to win, you take that. Because the chances of them winning by 1 or just 2 flat are pretty low. I think they could, beat them by 3 or more. I think that's a very solid bet.
Now, the Bearcats, by the way, they won at the Rose Bowl in dominant
And by the way, I do remember Rashad Damaris. I do know who he is. He hasn't really produced as well as I thought.
Well,
he hasn't. But I guess with all the experience he has, he ought to be all right.
If he's going to do it, it's got to be this year, right? And he should be better than any defensive back UCLA has, correct?
His biggest year was 500 yards receiving so far.
Correct. This is the year he either steps up and he shows up and shows why everybody and their grandmother wanted him, and he becomes that person for Luke Fickell, or it's like, dude, this was the biggest star you got that's a waste.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're going to find out. I think, honestly, though, I do have to say the other thing is, if UCLA, by the way, last year, I don't know if you remember, they had a 74-yard touchdown run. If they didn't have that last year, they would have gotten beat 26-10. They would have lost by 16. Now, has UCLA gotten so much better that they can go on the road and cover only 2.5? Hell no, I quit. I am not talking myself out of this. I'm taking Cincinnati minus 2.5 tonight. Luke Fickell and them boys, they going to slap Chip Kelly like he's going down out of style. Hey, you traveled 2,300 miles on a Thursday night to have the national, country watch you get your butt whipped. Chip, enjoy the game. By the way, I don't like Chip.
He's never been a very nice guy.
Not a fan.
He's never really been an outwardly nice guy. I will give you that.
Do you like Jeff Collins?
I don't know. What's that, a 36.5-point spread?
Yes.
We're looking at. I don't know, man. I wouldn't touch it.
So you do know that he is actually, which most people in the whole world don't realize, that he's taken over for Paul Johnson at Georgia Tech. Because do you know how many people even know who that guy is? Not many. In fact, to tell you the truth, Gabe, I honestly didn't think there was any way in hell you were going to know who that was.
People know Paul Johnson. They don't know Jeff Collins.
Everybody knows Paul Johnson. Nobody knows Jeff. But Jeff, he did an unbelievable job back in the day turning around an abysmal Temple program. He's replacing Paul Johnson in the Georgia Tech triple option. I don't know what they're going to do, except for run some more option, correct? I mean, that's what he does, doesn't he? So he's replacing Paul Johnson to be Paul Johnson?
You can't take a triple option team and make them into a spread team in 1 year. So I would hope.
That's a dead-gum truth, ain't it? That's a dead-gum truth. So this is where I'm going to tell you something. This is what scares me. Giving up 36 points in any game is hard, and I feel like this could be that backdoor cover, and I mentioned it, and Sunshine and ATN, they're just sitting on the bench, sipping a cola, watching Dabo, and, the little freshmen and sophomores are out there playing in the second half because the end of the first half is 42-0. And then the final score is 49-17, and I'm like, how did this happen? So that's why I almost think this is a game that you cannot play, isn't it? First game of the year? You don't touch this, do you?
No, the spread is just too big. But at the same time, Clemson can rack up some points, man.
Dude, if they want to beat them by
I feel like they could beat them
70-0.
They
could beat them 70-0 if they want to. It's the first game of the year. And yeah, they're going to be wanting to be fired up. But do you not think that Dabo's going to want to make sure everything's cool? Kind of like, by the way, has anybody seen Kevin Durant's hardcore workout fighting through this Achilles injury?
Oh, you're talking about on the yacht?
Dude, you know what I'm talking about everywhere. How do you know this? You're reading my mind, man.
I'm on top of it.
Dude, all right, so as everybody's working hard, getting ready for football season, I'm working hard. Everybody's handicapping. Lee Sterling's coming on tomorrow. He's handicapping. Kevin's handicapping. Benelli's handicapping. Everybody and their grandmother's getting ready to do their thing. Kevin Durant is getting ready for basketball, right? Because he's got a torn Achilles. Well, let me tell you something. This is my idea of rehab. I see a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. I see 4 beautiful women, very, very, very bikinied out, jumping off his unbelievable yacht. And do you know what he's doing? Chilling. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. He's smiling at him. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. 4, 5, 6. There's 6. I found 6. There's.
Hey. Real quick bit of information about Georgia Tech before
Time
you,
out.
after
This is
you
very,
do that.
very important. I've gone through these commercials. This girl doing yoga, by the way, I'm in love with. Love you, honey. Wowzers. Doing yoga on the front of a yacht. That's what I'm talking about. I want that job. There's right now 6 women, and it looks like a captain and Kevin Durant. That's the rehab, isn't it? That is how you rehab. Like, that's a lot of work, by the way, isn't it? That's good for
you got to
cardio.
rehab your soul, too.
Like,
man.
you got to have your cardio because he can't
Rehab the
shoot
soul.
hoops. So you got to put something in the hole. You got to rehab your heart. You got to get your soul. You got to do all these things.
But Georgia Tech is running pro style this year. It
No
turns
way.
out. So if you really think,
Hold up,
if you think they can go from triple option to pro style in 1 year and score points, I guess you could take Georgia Tech, but I wouldn't.
Wait a second. You are kidding me.
I'm
He's
dead.
really going to
Dead
try and do
serious.
that? He's going to
They're going to be multiple.
I thought for sure that they were hiring him to be Paul Johnson. I did not think there is any way that this man was going to go in there. Jeff Collins is realistically going to go in there and take a... They did have Calvin Johnson once, remember? But that was a long time ago. You seen any wide receivers out there that are dominant? Oh, man, this is going to be wild. I'm starting to think Clemson's going to be the one to take. Wowzers. Guess what? I'm late for a break. Isaac's next. Don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheimer for Sunrise Chevy. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has over 500 new vehicles to choose from with interest low as 0% and rebates up to $7,500. A $5 million used car inventory specializing in late model GM certified and cars and trucks under $10,000. Bad credit, bankrupt, slow pay, it's okay. Sunrise gets you financed when no one else can. Check out the inventory and apply online at sunrisememphis.com or call us on the phone. Come in and see us, go online or call. Any way you do it, we'll save you money at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch, partner. 385 in Houston, Levy, and Collierville. Find new roads.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving. Built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
At Sunrise on Jefferson, there are meals for every appetite, and sometimes you really have an appetite. That's when the plates come in. If you really want to fuel up, have the kitchen sink. 2 eggs prepared any way you like. Sausage, bacon, hash browns, biscuit, and Hannah Farm grits. Now that's a meal. Sunrise also has the best omelet. Look at the menu, it says it right there. The best omelet, and it's true. Spinach, artichoke, tomato, goat cheese, and salsa verde. If you're ready to fill up on breakfast, you're ready for Sunrise.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. But that didn't stop you, did it? You knew you could get arrested. You could incur huge legal expenses, and you could possibly even lose your job. You were well aware of the consequences of driving drunk. But one thing's for sure. You were wrong when you said it was no big deal. Drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by NHTSA.
You love your pets, but you can't take them with you when you travel. So what do you do with Fido and Fluffy? Take them to Pet Suites. Pet Suites Memphis, Germantown, Collierville is now accepting reservations at their gorgeous new facility that accommodates dogs and cats of all ages. Complete with bone-shaped in-ground pools, indoor and outdoor play yards, expert care, and friendly staff. Book now and new customers get 25% off their first service. Pet Suites Memphis, Germantown, Collierville, 4520 South Forest Hill Irene Road. Pet Suites, your pet's new favorite place.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
What is up? Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know who I am, your sports mixologist, John Harden. I got Gabe Kuhn. Carl's up in the hizzy with me. And I always want to remind y'all that my man Neil, dude, he, right over there on Quince. My man, y'all know Neil's where the fat man rocks. Well, my man Neil has changed this bar. Neil actually had a little something happen. He has now made his bar smokeless. So, you can actually take your family in there. You can go in there for lunch, and they keep their lunch open till 4. Most places stop their lunch at, 3 o'clock. No, he is till 4 o'clock, and those lunches, Monday through Friday, are the best food you will ever have. And then don't forget, they still have the coldest beer in town for partying. The Fat Man always rocks. The Fat Man will never stop rocking. Stop into Quince. See my man Neil, and do me a favor and tell him that Johnny sent you there. I'm telling you right now. And the other thing is, again, it is it's like I quit smoking. Everybody and their grandmother I know quit smoking. Nobody really smokes anymore. It is now a smoke-free environment. There's a patio. If you want to smoke, you can just step outside on the patio and go out and smoke. But inside, 100% smoke-free. Check out Neil's and make sure you check out those lunch plates and tell them that Johnny sent you. And again, they're open till 3. They're the baller. They're the place where the Fat Man rocks. But now you know what it is? It's time for me to rock with my man Isaac Simpson. And Isaac, what's going down, my man?
Man, fired up, man, for coming up on Saturday, man. College football is back, man. It's go time, man. I'm excited.
Got my credentials today. It's kind of like feeling real when you actually finally get those in your hand. It's like, whoa, it's going to be here. Had the kiddies call me. I call them my kids. They're not kids. They're college students. I'm sorry, that's disrespectful, but I love them. So I like to call them my kids because I care about them. But they're ready to rock and roll and call the game. You got Brett Norsworthy, David Kellum, and all them. They're going to be calling it right here. You got Wolo, who's going to be doing it over there, for the Tigers. I mean, this is like, I don't care what anybody says, Isaac. I am total disagreement. If anybody says this isn't a rivalry, I tell them, you've been hanging out with Tyrone Biggums way too damn long. Do you think this is a big? Don't you agree? This is a rivalry and in a very, very fun way. Geographically, the kids that come from Memphis that go to Ole Miss, the kids from North Mississippi that come to Memphis, vice versa. I mean, heck, what was it? Avery many years ago, wasn't he from Mississippi?
Yeah.
The amount of Mississippi kids and Memphis kids that get recruited to Ole Miss and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. But the one thing I notice about Ole Miss fans is they really want to make the point that it means more to Memphis to win than it means to them. They could go without it.
Sure.
But at the same time, I still think it's a rivalry. I don't get the argument.
They just want to remind you they're in the SEC. Which I understand.
I was going to say, I definitely think it's a rivalry. I know Coach Norvell said the other day that guys are playing with a chip on his shoulder because a lot of guys on this Memphis roster that Ole Miss kind of overlooked. So, they're going to be ready to go. I mean, I love it. I know some Tiger fans say I'd never play an SEC team no matter what because of recruiting implications and things like that. But I love these rivalries. I mean, if you live in Memphis and you're a Tiger fan, I mean, you probably live next to an Ole Miss or Arkansas fan, so to speak, or you might go to church with them, you might work with them.
Or Tennessee.
It's just fun.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Tennessee, yeah.
And this is what's also cool because, by the way, everybody, I hope y'all figure this out. If y'all don't know, I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to make this real quick. This is Isaac Simpson. He joins me every Thursday at this time. He is with Rivals, the TigerSportsReport.com. He does everything that's Memphis and Memphis sports related. If you're not following Isaac on Twitter, you are hanging out with Tyrone Biggums too much, is guess what I'm saying today. Desmond Howard got me in the whole David Chappelle mode, but I ain't going to say what he said. My goodness, he got himself in a little trouble with that, didn't he? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Did you see
hey,
it?
man, Dave Chappelle has a new
a
new stand-up, man.
It's hilarious, man. If you haven't watched it, you definitely need to go check that out for sure.
Yeah, he did it. Did he do it in Dayton? Because I know he was doing some stuff out there, and he did a whole thing for all those people of Ohio. But anyway, I'm taking a total sidebar, and I'm back on the point. Point I wanted to get to is we look at this Tiger roster. I think they have an NFL. I think they have, honestly, an NFL left tackle, possibly. I think they have unequivocally in DeMonte Coxey, an NFL caliber wide receiver. I think Patrick Taylor is a running back. I don't know if he's going to be in the NFL, but you know what? He sure as heck might be if they do all the stuff that they did for Darrell Henderson, et cetera, in front of him. I think you got Joey Magnifico and Sean Dykes, two tight ends that can play and block. And I just think the offense is going to be flat out dope, to be honest with you. The one thing I'm going to tell you, though, is I've been worried for years about this defense. I'm still worried about depth. I'm worried about the defensive tackle, the nose tackle, the defensive ends. I love JoJo Dorsey. I like O'Brien Goodson and Bryce Huff and Jonathan Wilson. But let's just be real. They are not Clemson's front four, if you know what I'm saying. This isn't going to be a front four like that. So are they going to give enough of a breathing room for the linebackers like Tim Hart and Austin Hall and J.J. Russell and Josh Perry and all them to go and make the plays? And is T.J. Carter and Chris Claybrooks, are they going to be able to cover long enough for the defensive end to put some pressure on these quarterbacks? It's going to be a really interesting year, I think, for the defense. What do you think defensively, and how much are we going to learn this Saturday about this defensive unit against Rich Rod and Ole Miss?
Hey, I think you're going to learn a lot, but I'm optimistic about this defense. I think this could be the best defense that we've seen in this era on this team. I mean, I know you named some of those guys. I know you got some new guys. JoJo Dorsey is going to be a new starter there at DT. But especially, I mean, you look up front. I think it's definitely more question marks up front than with the linebackers. I mean, these linebackers, Austin Hall, J.J. Russell, Tim Hart. I mean, you can go deep off the bench with Nehemiah Augustus, David Cullins, Josh Perry. I mean, these defenses, the linebackers are going to be fine. It's just that you got to see these guys get pressure up front. I think that's one thing that this team has lacked for a long time. But I think I like Adam Fuller. I like the way that he coaches this defense, and he said they're going to come out and be aggressive. And I'm going to take him at his word. I think they have talent here to come out. I think they're going to be much improved. The only part of the defense I'm kind of worried about is still kind of worried about the safeties. I mean, they have talent there, but
they'll hit
they just
you
have
now.
to be consistent. I mean, they got some guys that can hit. They're just inconsistent. You'll see them make some great plays, and then other times you see them miss assignments. So the safeties are on the defense is the group that I'm worried about the most. But overall, I think this defense is ready to go. I think they're going to be much improved.
Ole Miss went out and grabbed Mike McIntyre in the offseason. Really good DC. Head coach at Colorado actually turned that program around, and San Jose State. Crazy. Honestly, I think I do like Mike McIntyre. I think he's a good coach. But when you look at Memphis's offense, you know, they had their struggles pushing the ball downfield last year. What do you think the key to this game is as far as Memphis's offense being able to roll on that Ole Miss defense?
I think they definitely got to come out and establish the run. I think this year you see again. You talk about this so much about Darrell Henderson, and Pat Taylor is a different kind of runner. He's not the guy that's gonna bust out. I mean, he can. You've seen him go out for some long runs, but he's more of a bruiser. So I think they have to win this game in the trenches. I think the offensive line is going to be important. We talk so much about Brady White and his inability to throw the ball deep downfield, but I want to see this offensive line come out and give him opportunities to make the throws he can make. Because, I mean, that's going to be important. He has a weapon to get the ball, too. He just can't they got to keep him upright, keep him clean, because if he's struggling running around in the pocket, it's definitely going to be kind of hard for him to make his reads and make plays out there. But
Isaac, sorry to cut you off, but you talk about that offensive line. I read a report yesterday in the Daily Memphian about how they might rotate these tackles. Does that cause any concern your way?
Yeah, I saw that as well. That's an interesting thought. I don't know if they're doing that because they don't like what they've seen so far out of guys' consistency, but that is something to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching that on Saturday morning to see how that goes. But as far as the offensive line, I mean, they don't have the experience that they've had over the last couple of years. That's true, but they
got the size, though, Gummit.
Yeah, I mean,
they sure do.
And they got Ryan Silverfield coaching them up, who's a daggone good coach, too. So I don't know. I'm in faith. The only thing I can tell you, I ain't going to lie, Benito Jones scares the hell out of me, too. Like, he's going to the next level. Let's just be real. He'll play in the NFL.
Oh, no doubt about that.
And Josiah Coatney as well. He's a good player.
Yeah. But I think establishing the run early is going to be big for Memphis. If they can establish the run, I think that'll open. But if they can establish the run, I think they can open some things up for Brady White in the passing game. I think Joey Magnifico is going to have a huge year. I think he's going to be probably a wild card and one of the keys to this offense. I can see him having a big time year. And maybe you ask the question of who's going to be that secondary receiver behind DeMonte Coakley to step up. I think it could be Joey Magnifico as far as receiving that, because I expect him to have a big year. So establishing the run, I think, is going to be the big key to the offense in that game. If they can come out and do that early, I think it'll open some things up in the passing game, and I think they'll be good to go, because this Ole Miss defense is switching to a 3-4 from a 4-3, so they're kind of still learning some things. So I think it's going to kind of be a struggle for them, especially early. So at Memphis, I think come out and jump on them. I think they could have a lot of success on offense against that.
That's
that
a very – you just mentioned the key point. I think the fact that they're learning the new offense under Rich Rod. They got a new scheme on defense, changing to the 3-4. They got all this new – I think that Memphis, the fact that they have a lot of familiarity. You got Brady White back at quarterback. You got to go out there and take advantage right off the bat. And, and put it to them, basically, is what I'm saying. But I also wanted to ask you, because I'm curious about this. We all talk about Patrick Taylor. How much Kenny Gainwell are we going to see?
Hey, I think you're going to see a lot of Kenneth Gainwell because I think, like I said, Patrick Taylor is such a bruiser that I think you don't want him to continue to take all those hits, because you want to kind of preserve him over the long haul. So I think you'll see a lot of those guys. I mean, you got Kenneth Gainwell, you got Watkins back there. We talked a lot about Travion Savio, which I think is going to have a big year and a big impact as well. So I think you'll see a lot of those guys.
What do you think expectation out of that position will be as far as Gainwell goes?
I love probably out of all the position groups on the team, I'm probably most optimistic about the running backs. I mean, all those guys are talented. I think Gainwell is going to have a big year. I think he's kind of been waiting for his moment, and I think it's about to come. Because, again, I think you'll see a lot of him because they want to kind of preserve Patrick Taylor over the long haul. He's a guy that'll go out there and take some big hits. So he's going to be a good guy. I think you'll see him lined up all over the field. And I think they got so much speed on the team with Gainwell, and you got Watkins, you got Pop Williams, you got Samuel.
Dude, you got Kadarian Jones. I mean, you got so much. It's not even funny, man.
They got a lot of talent on the skill positions.
They do, man. Because I think a lot of people kind of look at you lose Darrell Henderson, you lose Tony Pollard, and they think this offense is going to be down. I don't think so. I think, if Brady White can get these guys the ball, they got playmakers all over this offense on the skill position. So I think this offense could be just as good or better than it's been. But overall, I think the team is more balanced this year than we've probably seen. I think the offense has been much ahead of the defense over the years. I think that's still the case, but I think that gap is closed a little bit more this year.
It is game week to Tigers, Ole Miss Rebels, 11 o'clock Liberty Bowl. We get to see what's going down for real. I will tell you, I am scared a little bit of, basically, honestly. I've been saying it, Scotty Phillips, Benito Jones. But I will tell you one thing. In Mike Norvell, in Brady White, in DeMonte Coxey, in Bryce Huff, in this team I trust. I think they're going to come out on Saturday. They're going to dominate. Then we're going to watch little Toby Keith on Saturday night. It's going to be a big night party in Memphis. Everybody and their grandmother, make sure you go to ISAAC_rivals. That's Isaac Simpson. He talks every single Thursday right here. Plus, he does TSR Live. Plus, he covers everything and their grandmother for Rivals, TigerSportsReport.com. Make sure you follow him. Make sure you read all of his work. And make sure you tune in and check out TSR Live, what you got coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, man, we got all kind of stuff going on. Just here, just a little bit. I've got a TSR Live exclusive interview. I'm going to put a link out where you can listen to that live. Where I'm going to catch up with Clarion Ledger beat writer Nick Suss to get things from the Ole Miss perspective. As well on Saturday morning, coming to you at 9 a.m. Going to be the TSR Live Press Box pregame show. Going to come to you 2 hours before every Tiger home game. So be on the lookout for that. We'll get you set all the needs and knows for the game, get you ready to go. So got all that coming up, man. It's going to be exciting, man. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for Saturday.
I can't either, but last but not least, you've never had a Michael Rappaport, Catino Mobley moment, have you?
No, I can't say I am.
Dude, that was the hardest thing I think I've ever watched, but boy, one of the most fun things I've ever watched, too. I think I've watched it 30 times. Hey, Isaac, it's always fun. I'll see you on Saturday. Have a great one, and until then, man, go Tigers!
Yes, sir, man. See you then.
That's my man, Isaac Simpson. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. This is Sports 56, 96.1, and, of course, 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings & Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings & Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings & Grill.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead. You don't head back to Tennessee.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back to the Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. And I have to say, I always ask you wonderful people for a smack talk, for your opinion, to answer some questions, to flex your muscles from Ocean Blue. I always tell you to make sure you call 901-406-1101 for Bill and I Buy Houses, and make sure you get your insurance from Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. But I also have to say, it is Memphis Ole Miss week, and I've asked a lot of y'all to text in, talk a lot of smack, but then there's this guy who's just texted in, and you know what? He's asked a very interesting question. He said, hey, guys, I got a question. I've been around Memphis and Ole Miss for a while, man. I got friends and family on both sides, and it's been my experience that this game's been one-sided rivalry. The Memphis fans that I've heard and been around simply don't care for Ole Miss one single bit. Not sure where the animosity comes from. Maybe it's from being on the losing end of a very lopsided record, even though Memphis has really evened things up in the last 10 to 15 years. Maybe there's an animosity towards some arrogant Ole Miss fans. On the other side, however, many Ole Miss fans, including myself, cheer for Memphis when they're not playing Ole Miss. Maybe it's because such a huge alumni base in Memphis. Maybe it's because Ole Miss doesn't really consider Memphis a true rivalry. I know it hurts Ole Miss nationally. At least it has in the past. When they lose to Memphis, it kills them, but nothing seems to be gained by beating Memphis at all. Maybe that thinking is what drives a lot of the animosity from Memphis fans towards Ole Miss, pretty much vice versa. Do you guys have a take on that? And my take is, damn, that is a great text. Very well. That's like really thought out. It's opened my eyes up to some stuff. And you know what? Now that I think about it, because I do have to tell this texter, I'm a Memphis alum. I'm a Memphis graduate, played at Memphis, went to Memphis, work at Memphis still. Gabe went to Memphis, played at Memphis. My parents went to Memphis. I wish my kids would have gone to Memphis, but they didn't want to.
You know, the animosity comes from the sort of Memphis perceives the SEC and the Ole Miss rivalry as an elitist sort of thing. They feel as if there's some sort of inferiority complex there, I feel like. But at the same time, it's a rivalry. I mean, it really is
a rivalry, but I do think that he's talking more about he doesn't understand where the animosity and the real actual vitriol comes from. But I think I figured it out while I was sitting here, and I do remember those years of Tiger High. And I do remember those years of going down to the Grove, and I was going to Memphis because dadgummit, the Grove is awesome, man. I would go fishing on Sorority Row. I would go down to Proud Larry's. I like the Square. You don't think I'm stupid? You know, I knew where all the pretty ladies were and where to have some fun was. But you know what? Memphis is coming back. Look at the university and what they've built. Look what they're doing to Highland. Look how much growth they've had downtown and in Midtown. So I think the animosity may just weigh from all those years of being picked on and being the little brother that couldn't. And now that they're actually winning, it's like blank you. You know what I'm saying? Like you pushed us down so many years.
And we're here now.
I'm here. Let me show you what it was like for all those years to be pushed under the water by my older brother. Because that's basically what Ole Miss did to Memphis for many a year. They were like that older brother who just, you couldn't go swimming because he was such an a-hole, he almost drowned you. You know? You know what I'm talking about.
There has to be an admission from Memphis fans that it does mean more.
It does mean more also.
It's a rivalry
unequivocally.
It's a rivalry that isn't necessarily perceived the same by both fan bases.
And nationally, it does hurt Ole Miss a whole lot when they lose to Memphis, and
when they win, it doesn't really.
It doesn't do jack for them. They're expected to. It's like, hey, that's one of their wins off schedule.
And I'm not too proud to admit that. I'm not too proud to admit that.
And that's a guy who, I'm too proud to admit it. But I do have to say I didn't want to think about that. But that is one great text. And I hope that wasn't too bad of a take for me and Gabe. And I hope we answered your question. But I think, damn.
I just hope our Memphis listeners don't get mad.
Yeah,
you
don't
called
get
it
mad.
little brother. You know,
yeah,
it's just
reality
of
the
the
reality.
situation.
Look, like I said, I'm a Memphis dude, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Again, when I went to the University of Memphis, I loved going down to Highland and all that stuff, and we used to go to Newbies and all that good stuff when we were kids.
Newbies is still alive and well,
it's back
man.
now going, man. But they don't have the other side where we used to have the bands rocking and rolling back in the day, man. You don't even know about that, buddy. But but I'm not gonna lie to you. When there wasn't a Memphis game on Saturday, and there was a one down in Oxford, I was down in Oxford every weekend down in the Grove. I was down on the Square. I went to Proud Larry's. I had many a great nights. And again, I was a Memphis kid. You know what I'm saying? But they all treated me cool. They were awesome. So I had a lot of fun. We partied on both ends. But it is a rivalry. It is happening. It's Memphis. It's Ole Miss. It's 11 o'clock. I am fired up for this bad boy. A lot of people are coming back in. Some said, I think you're in the ballpark, Johnny.
I love the last one. You know, you can write wordy texts all day about Memphis Ole Miss, but it boils down to 5 words.
Go to hell, Ole Miss.
Wow. Okay, trash talk still coming.
Trash talk is still coming. I have to say that the animosity is still there. Great text. I love that. Nico, you dropped a great text as well. I am running out of time, though, and I do have to get to this. There is also this other sport called baseball. I hope that, I hope you listen to Cleveland. Sorry about the Mets. If you had Inside One, you would also had Kansas City and the Dodgers, so you would have gone 3-1 and had a damn good night. I went and played the under in the Texas and the Angels under 9.5. That was easy peasy, baby. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, baby. But you know what? There's tons of picks out there today. Go to InsideOne.com. Call 833-731-2345. Hit 0. Tell Kev what's up. Say I'm calling because Johnny says you giving picks, man. He's got baseball.
It's the first football Thursday. You ain't got no football pick?
Oh, dude. He's got baseball. He's got football. And you know what? I'm going to give a free one away. And you know, I've looked at it all damn day. And I'm going to tell you, it's very simple. It's the Holy War. It's in Proval. Lavelle Edwards and all them BYU folks are going to be disappointed if you get Utah minus 6.5, anything under a touchdown, jump on it and dance. And we'll do a little party in our pants. Gabe, Carl, get out there, y'all. Make this world a better place. I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!
Duncan Williams Investment Bankers presents Toby Keith at Live